All right. Welcome back, everybody. Happy to have you back here. The gentleman sitting next to me is Dr. Mark Gould, internal health specialist. We're going to be talking about women's heart disease and possibly reversing the age process. Gentlemen, I'll let you take this conversation.
Thanks for coming on, Mark. So, I've known you for a little while, but in the past 14 years, you've mainly been practicing nutrition, dietary, and chiropractic as well. So, explain to the audience a little bit, how did you actually get into studying and practicing for heart disease and cardiovascular disease?
Sure, James. It's pretty easy. Throughout my life, I got to watch my mother's three sisters, my aunts, basically, see their lives dramatically changed by cardiovascular disease. Their lives were ended shortly, and my mother actually suffered a stroke in 2008. So, the quality of her life is pretty poor, and I wanted to see, is there something else I can do?
Okay, so pretty obvious reasons to go down that path and see what you can do to improve, other women in America.
Right, and the statistics, the numbers out there are really pretty amazing.
Okay, so tell me a little bit about that. What are the numbers with cardiovascular disease? I mean, truly, you said it's the #1 killer right now in women.
Sure, the #1 killer of women in the United States is cardiovascular disease. Okay. Almost 432,000 deaths. That's basically compared to breast cancer. It's 5 times greater the number of deaths of women with cardiovascular disease compared to breast cancer.
I mean, those are shocking numbers. I mean, like you said, when I think of women, I think of breast cancer. I mean, normally, you hear all about it, see the ribbons. And when I think of heart disease, I usually think about men. So those are shocking numbers. Tell me a little bit more about that, what we can do to help women in America and not see those kind of numbers rise.
Potentially, there is research out there that says you could actually reverse cardiovascular disease.
Okay. So
there's a number of things you could do to actually improve your cardiovascular outlook.
Okay. So exactly. How is that? Tell the audience and everyone out there.
Sure. We have these wonderful machines, our bodies, and yet we take our health for granted. And simple things like just exercising 30 minutes per day can make a tremendous difference on our cardiovascular system. But we're kind of stuck with our genetics. There's so much that we can do with our diet. One of the things that we actually have really a lot of control on is supplementation. And I think supplementation for the cardiovascular system is the key.
I believe in supplementation myself. Let's tell everyone why supplementation, because I know that when I look at a product, they're not all created equal. So can we talk a little bit about why supplementation
works? Well, supplementation basically, as our body ages, you start to get this decrease in your building blocks. Okay, so if you can't have those building blocks, you can't heal, repair, and maintain the body.
And when you say building blocks, you're talking like amino acids, or?
Well, actually, the product that I actually use is really it's backed by Nobel Prize winning science. So there's almost 200,000 articles. In fact, Dr. Andrea actually won a Nobel Peace Prize on it in his book No More Heart Disease. Talks about how important it is to actually increase nitric oxide in the body.
So that's some major backing and research. I mean, the Nobel Prize, it doesn't get any higher than that. So
that's pretty huge.
So there's definitely what's the product called? Can we tell the audience?
Sure.
I've got a.
Actually, the one that I use in my practice and use for myself is by a company called Synergy. It's called ProRG9, and I've seen some phenomenal changes with this because of some of the key ingredients that are actually in here.
Okay, so the ingredients, tell us how it works and exactly what is in it.
Sure. Well, what happens is actually it has L-arginine in it as well as L-citrulline. And what that does is it actually increases nitric oxide. See, as our bodies age, as your arteries start to age, the inside artery, the aspect of the artery that actually increases or produces nitric oxide, that starts to die off. And as that dies off, then you start to see plaquing, increase in stiffness, hardening, and that's basically the process of cardiovascular disease.
So to wrap this up, we would say, supplementation, the L-arginine conversion to nitric oxide, reversing that artery effect and buildup.
Correct. And I'm so passionate about this that I actually brought a 30-day sample for everyone here in the studio audience.
Yeah, we did. Yes, we did.
And I'd like to do the same thing. I'd love to do the same thing for everyone at home. But we basically, if we wanted to, you could find out more information at hearthealthtodaytv.com is the website to get more and to actually buy the product.
All right. We're going to be handing some of this out to our audience members. Coming up next, we're going to have a little bit of food demonstration right here in the middle of our stage. Come back to us. We'll see you in a few minutes. Thank you. All right. Thank you. Good job. Thank you.